going on, family? It is your girl, ThickChickVlogs, and I know what the heck is going on with this piece right here in the top of my head. I don't know. But look, I know you guys have not seen me in a long time. It has been a month of Sundays, I know, but we are back. I have things kind of set up the way that I want them set up. I'm still not done with everything in this room just yet. And I know the lighting is kind of off because these rooms actually have no overhead lighting, so I'm going to have to get me like some, what do they call them? You know, not studio lights or anything, but just regular lights to point on myself to where the actual lighting in the room is a little bit better. So, but for right now, this is what we gonna have, girl. Okay, this is what we gonna have. And I know somebody's gonna ask me about these letters right here. These are letters that, where did I get these letters? I don't remember. I think the juice man got me these letters or something. I'm not really sure. And I just put them up there. It just says, let me see if you can see it better. It just says ThickChickVlogs. And I just thought that would have been perfect for sitting behind me. And I love the way that this apartment is set up. It's this bedroom right here. It looks a little bit bigger than my actual master bedroom. But I like the fact that it has like this little cubby hole where you can actually have like a setup, you know what I'm saying? So this is probably what we're going to be doing because you guys remember I told you I got a damn motherfucking strike on my channel yet a motherfucking game. So I'm not going to be able to record like the super long videos like I normally do. So I'm just going to do sit down videos where I'm just talking to you guys about whatever, and I'll just have to split them motherfuckers up in between, you know, 15 and 20 minute increments, you know what I'm saying? 15 and 20 minute increments. Bitch, you can't record no damn 20 minute video. 15 minute increments. Y'all know what the hell I'm trying to say, okay? Plus, I love the way that there's like two windows over there and it's like a whole lot of lighting that comes through them. It's kind of gloomy right now, so you're not getting like really good lighting, but it's gonna be cool, girl. It's gonna be cool. But let it go ahead and get into meat and potato because I'm already at 2 minutes on this meta and fucker right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this here video. Okay, I'm super late with starting with a lot of these topics, but I'm going to talk to you guys about them anyway. The first thing we're going to discuss today is going to be the Bill Cosby rape allegations. Now, let me say this. I want everybody to understand that everything that I'm going to be saying on this video is going to be my opinions and my opinions only, okay? I just want everybody to understand that everybody has their own opinions. Now, I will honestly say this. When the first one or two people came out and they were like, yeah, Bill Cosby raped me 30, 40 years ago, I was kind of like, you know what the fuck? Why are you coming out 30, 40 years later talking about he raped you? Why didn't you say anything then? And the young lady, if I'm not mistaken, she said, well, you know, she was in the industry and she really, you know, Bill Cosby was a, you know, a big name and she knew he had a lot of pull and things like that in the industry. So she didn't want to ruin her career. If I'm not mistaken, she was a model or something like that. So I was kind of like, okay, now if you guys didn't know, the first girl that came out and said Bill Cosby raped her, she actually filed a police report against Bill Cosby, but he settled out of court with her. But the thing is, there was a comedian who, you know, made jokes about it and all this stuff. And then the girl resurfaced kind of sort of to tell her story. And once she did that, all these other women started coming out of the woodworks. Now, the first thing I said was like, okay, from my understanding, Bill Cosby paid her off, you know, not to, you know, basically send him to jail and all that good shit. So we were expecting her to just disappear and enjoy her coins that Bill Cosby gave her. So when she came out, once this comedian did his little comedic things, you know, talking trash about the Bill Cosby rape allegations, and all the other women come out, and then you had Janice Dickinson and a whole lot of other women that have come out since then. Like I said, at first I was kind of like, okay, somebody probably not necessarily making shit up because, you know, I wasn't there. So I'm not going to say that they were making anything up. But, you know, once all of these other women started coming out of the woodwork saying that Bill Cosby did this to them and Bill Cosby did that to them, I was kind of like, you know, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, everybody ain't lying on Bill Cosby. Everybody's not lying on Bill Cosby. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, or if you guys saw that interview that he did. I cannot think of the television show that he did. It was recent, of course. They did an interview with Bill Cosby, and from my understanding, Bill Cosby had asked them before the interview even started, he asked them to not ask him about any of the rape allegations. But of course, the man decided that he wanted to ask Bill Cosby about the rape allegations, and Bill Cosby said he has no comment on it. Now, after the cameras were turned off, there was still some rolling, like the behind the scenes camera, not the actual footage that is actually going on the news. Bill Cosby pretty much told him, I would think that you would have the integrity not to include that question on the air, what you just asked me regarding the rape allegation. He was like, well, you didn't say anything. You said no comment. He was like, yeah, but I want you to edit that part out. I don't want you to even put that up in there. And the guy was like, well, I'll make sure I mention that to my producers. Basically telling Bill Cosby, nigga, we ain't taking shit about this motherfucking thing. Nigga, you didn't say nothing, but we gonna leave that little part on up in here. You ain't like you said nothing about it. And Bill Cosby went on, look, I would think that you would have the integrity. Basically tell him, nigga, you gonna take that shit up out of there. Okay, whether you like it or whether you don't, you gonna take it up out of there. That's kind of the impression I got from Bill and Cosby when he said that. He was like, yeah, I would think that you would, just go ahead on and edit that on out of there, so it make it look like, you didn't even ask me nothing even about that. Okay, so of course the man still says, okay, I'm gonna talk to my producers, and I basically telling Bill Cosby, fuck you, we gonna leave it in there, and it is what the fuck it is. Okay, basically. So, that happened, but like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. I, was not there, so I'm not gonna say whether these women were lying or not. And I know some people are saying, if it really happened, why would they wait 30, 40 years to come out? What I honestly will say is, I know everybody's different, okay? Everybody's different. I don't know if the trauma from it, people were scared to say something because it was Bill Cosby. I'm not really sure of, I've never been raped, so I can't really say that I know what it feels like for a person to go through that. So I'm not even going to judge them on that. Like I said, everybody's different. I don't really know their reasoning for waiting 30, 40 years to come out. But what I will say is, from what my understanding, the guy that said he actually has receipts from, Bill Cosby having these women that alleged that they were raped by him. They actually paid these women. My thing is, if you accepted money for any of this stuff, to keep your mouth closed or whatever, if you actually accepted monetary items, I don't care if it was money, clothes, shoes, whatever. If you accepted monetary items for keeping your mouth closed, it was not rape. It was prostitution. Because my thing is, if a motherfucker rapes me, okay, legitimately rapes me, okay, against my will, it ain't a goddamn dollar amount that you can offer me that's gonna keep me from calling the po-po ho. Ain't a dollar amount you gonna offer me that's gonna keep me from calling the motherfucking po-po on your ass. I'm sorry, okay? I am sorry, but I will be calling the police on your motherfucking ass on today. Yes, if you're gonna rape me against my goddamn will, I'm sorry. So if they accepted money for that, it is no longer rape, okay? It is prostitution. So that is all I am going to say on Bill and Cosby. Now we're going to go over to the Ferguson situation. I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama knows that Officer Darren Wilson was found, he not guilty. He was not indicted on the charges of killing Michael Brown on that fateful day in Ferguson, Missouri. And something, when they actually were basically pussyfooting around releasing the verdict, I already knew what the hell was going on. I had told my mom, I said, you know what, they sat there and said they had a verdict around 1 or 2 o'clock, but they were like, we're not gonna announce it until later. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I haven't seen that happen all too often where somebody actually has a verdict, yet and still they're waiting, 6-7 hours until dark before you announce the verdict. So I already knew what the verdict was before they even announced it. To be honest with you, I knew what the verdict was before they even went to the grand jury to decide whether or not they were going to indict this man. I already knew they were going to find him not guilty. I already knew that. I mean, I ain't saying, I'm just saying that's just what happens in today's society. But the part that really fucked me up was, the fact that once they announced this, these people are going around tearing up all the shit in their community. I mean, burning down businesses and setting people's cars on fire. I mean, they were going ham and cheese. There are so many videos that I have seen of these people looting the Dollar General, McDonald's. They went into McDonald's and stole a little, you know how they have a flat screen TV in the back where sometimes the kids, you know, watch TV or whatever on the flat screen TV when they're playing or whatever, you know, whatever. They stole the flat screen TV out there. They burned down the damn AutoZone. They looted the gas station that the alleged robbery happened in, where Michael Brown strong-armed the clerk when he stole the Swisher Sweets or whatever. They looted that. And the thing is, those people that were doing that shit were not the peaceful protesters, okay? Those were some niggas. Okay, yes, them was niggas that did that type of old shit. That, okay, because my thing is this: what the hell is you going and stealing some damn dish rag out of the Dollar Tree gonna do? How is that helping the Mike Brown situation? Please explain that to me. How is the hell you burning down AutoZone, okay, helping the Mike Brown situation? So the shit that they were doing, which is stupid and idiotic, okay? I mean, stupid and idiotic. And I also want to talk about Don Lemon, or dumbass, okay? Don Lemon was on television. They put his old coon ass on the TV. And of course, they were asking him questions like, you know, what is the atmosphere like in Ferguson? Because he was out there on the ground, covering the situation that was going on in Ferguson, Missouri. And of course, he was like, yeah, you know, it's really, really tense, you know, and there's an obvious smell of marijuana in the air. What the fuck? Like, okay, you smell weed in the air. They asked you what was the atmosphere like. You know, they didn't ask you what the fuck it smelled like, Don Lemon. Okay, you Uncle Tom motherfucker. Okay, I ain't saying, I'm just goddamn saying, okay? What the fuck is wrong with this nigga here? I mean, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Don Lemon, but he pisses me off sometimes. When I say he pisses me the fuck and off. Sometimes I can't stand that damn man. I promise you, he can really piss me off. Now, a lot of people were up in arms also about the situation. If you guys do not remember, Mike Brown's mother, she was out in the middle of the protesters when it was all going on or whatever. And she was sitting there telling them how, you know, she don't never bother nobody. You know, it really broke my heart. She was out there in the middle of the protesters and she was talking about, you know, she never did nothing to nobody. And for them to just basically let this police officer off without even going to trial and, you know what I'm saying, hearing all the evidence, okay? You know, she was basically saying how she was pissed off and people was like, you know, we want justice. And of course she started to cry and her boyfriend got up, you know, in the middle of the crowd. She was standing on, I don't know what she was standing on, but she was standing up over the crowd. And he got up and he started hugging her and she just started, you know, and I guess the emotions got really, really strong. And the guy turned around. He was like, you know what, burn this bitch down. Burn this motherfucker down and all this type. Well, he didn't say burn this motherfucker down. He said burn this bitch down. And that's when they started burning up cars and shit. And they set the AutoZone and shit like that on fire. And of course, niggas was like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck was wrong with Mike Brown, right there. He was living in this type of situation. People was going off about the whole situation. But like I said, emotions are high. So you can't necessarily blame a person for saying something when their emotions are high. I've never had anybody murdered like that. So I can't say that, you know, I wouldn't react that way. Especially if somebody kills my dad or my brother or my son or whoever. And my emotions are really high. I might say some shit like that too if you come and tell me, oh, well, we're not gonna find this, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to trial with this, okay? So you just got a dead ass child, you just got a dead ass dad, a dead ass brother. I would probably be pissed off too and burn this bitch down, you know. So I'm not gonna blame him for speaking out on his emotions at that particular point in time, because I've never had anybody murdered. But I can only imagine if that was my dad, son, brother, or family member, that I would probably be speaking out of anger too. But I'm pretty sure he didn't, you know, once he sat back and he thought about that, he probably was like, you know what, I didn't necessarily mean burn this bitch. I was just speaking out of, you know, raw emotions and everything like that. But it's a whole lot more that I want to say about this, but I'm at 14 minutes and I will come back and make another video very, very shortly. But I just wanted to come and let you guys know that I am back, bitches. Thick Chick Vlogs is back in effect. And yes, you will be seeing me very, very soon, in a minute.